The late 20th century gave us many great life-enhancing advances and inventions, like the computer, foreign travel for the masses, and the girl group.
I've been crying 'cause I'm lonely. For you, smiles have all turned to tears, but tears won't wash away the fears that you never ever gonna return. To ease this fire that within is there, it keeps me crying, baby, for you. It keeps me sighing, baby, for you. So won't you hurry? Come on, boy, see about me. Come see about me.
Synchronized sisters with a sweet, crazy dream. A dream of singing songs about love and sisterhood, moving as one in perfect precision and touching the hearts of girls just like themselves across the planet.
Girl groups have that special power, that force of nature. When they come together, there's just massive female energy. There's something really empowering about that.
I think it's like you start off as, when you're really young, you want to be a princess.
Yeah.
And then princess morphs into
Supermodel.
a pop star.
You get over supermodel. And then you realise, yeah, pop star.
More often than not, the gatekeeper to the music biz is a man.
It's not easy to be in a girl group in the first place. It's not easy to be a girl in the music business. It's kind of a boys' club in many aspects.
First, they see you as eye candy or just young girls before they see the person, the businesswoman, the artist. And you really have to fight through the crap to be respected.
Generations of fledgling girl groups have found themselves thrust into a secret process of moulding and grooming to transform their raw talent and ambition into a slick, chart-ready pop proposition. More than anywhere else in pop, a girl group will find themselves judged on their looks as well as their hooks.
There are really very few women who can't look attractive when they're properly made up.
If you're a girl group, then, instantly people are going to think, oh, something to look at. You're a product. We all are if we are going to put ourselves out there.
I don't think I want to see 5 scruffy girls standing on a stage which haven't had their hair and makeup done and their nails and don't look like they've bothered. I want them to be glamorous.
The image that you have, the image that you choose, or the image that you are, can make or break you.
The first rule of the girl group look is for the visuals to have the same impact as the supercharged multiple voices. And since the invention of the girl group as we know it in the late 50s, 3 of a kind has been a winning formula. These early incarnations were a celebration of sisterhood and conformity. Girl groups then were like the Mad Men typing pool bursting into song. These days, though, when it comes to sexual expression, girl groups often take a more direct approach. But if they're largely aimed at teenage girls, who is all the bare flesh for?
There is this element of, if you are female in the performing arts, you have to project some level of allure, sexiness.
There is a really fine line with a girl band and how they present themselves, because they're quite careful not to position themselves as being the sort of girl that other girls don't like. The sort of girl who might come along and nick your boyfriend when you're 14. I mean, that's the worst thing that can happen when you're 14.
Are we about to get it just a little hot and sweaty in this hoop? Baby.
A group who threatened to trample all over that fine line was the Pussycat Dolls. Their racy reputation gained as burlesque dancers put them in need of a makeover if they were to convince teenage female pop fans that they weren't really a ruthless band of boyfriend stealers.
Originally, it came from a more theatrical cabaret place, and that was the image. And then we kind of made it a little bit more street and a little bit more current, so kids could wear some of our stuff as well.
It went from corsets and gloves and boas and all this stuff to all of a sudden we're kind of these urban street chicks.
Long live pop and long live the Spice Girls.
When the Spice Girls stomped into the scene in the mid-90s, the very idea of the girl group was in jeopardy. The word was that what teenage girls really, really wanted was 5 pretty boys standing in a row.
When we first started out, all we ever got was girl bands don't sell. Not interested. It's all about boy bands.
The Spice's first stroke of genius was to steal the age-old boy band trick of giving each member a distinctive individual character. Posh, scary, baby, ginger, and sporty.
We were given our nicknames by Top of the Pops magazine. Of course we played up to it. We loved it. We became caricatures. We had to do that because I think if we were confined to, you know, having a uniform and being a certain way, we wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes.
Masterstroke number 2 was to make their debut single a kind of manifesto. They took the implicit celebration of the power of girls that had always been there in girl groups and shouted it from the rooftops as girl power.
You know, you can be one of the gang. We can do whatever we want to do. Get with us, we're your friends. And I thought that was a really clever starting point for the girls.
For us, it was really important from early on. We knew we wanted to be a girl band for the girls.
The Spice Girls seized back the girl group audience from the boys and changed the pop landscape forever. They writ large the inclusive message of sisterhood that had drawn young women to girl groups for half a century and invited a new generation of girls into their girl group gang.
I had an idea in my head that they could make a successful group.
I remember years ago, someone told me I should take it now. It would hit you like the saints
I could just feel it that they were going to be really successful, and it's taken a while, and they've done it a slower way than One Direction, but you can just feel that this band is now going to explode.
Seeing the impossible. We were just 5 normal girls from different parts of the country.
Hello, what's your name?
I'm Dinah Jane. My name's Lauren. What makes you think that you got what it takes?
I could show you better than I can tell you.
If it wasn't for X Factor, we wouldn't be a group right now.
Girls, we saw you and said this would work as a group.
Before X Factor, we were just regular teenage girls. Now, our lives completely changed. X Factor completely changed my life. Just here with these 4 of the girls that I really love, and we're all living out our dreams together. The fact that all 5 of us come from completely different places is a major part of like who we are as like an identity and as also as like a group, like musically. We all have completely different tastes in music.
Did you get that? Every day is payday. Swipe my card and I do the nay-nay. Oh, you talking to a lady. I want a Kanye day, not a Ray J. so that's a no-no. I'ma make back and use a Volvo. This convo beat like Drake, ayy. I already know what you're trying to say. Say that you a baller and I see you trying to holler, but that ain't how it's right up. Next, looking for the money 'cause that's what my mama taught me, so your ass better show me some respect.
The bond of sisterhood can grow as strong as flesh and blood, and that's a good job, because like a real family, girl groups end up spending a lot of time together.
Girl groups can sit there and say, oh, we're like sisters, we love each other. And yeah, you are, but there's something about females being together, it brings out these weird little insecurities. People do start to become overly picky and slightly paranoid.
Girls, I hate to say it, we can be bitchy. You know, we can be difficult, one-upmanship. She was longer in makeup than me, I wanted to wear that dress. You don't get that with boys.
There's so much pressure on you. We were exhausted, we missed home, we missed our families and everything. And, you know, within the band, you've got very different personalities. And, you know, some of the girls were pretty tricky to get along with a lot of the time.
The little minutiae of life, the things like there's 5 cookies on that plate. Who took the 6th cookie? You know, that was my cookie.
When we go shopping for the dresses, that's the issue, is because the color you like, I don't like, so we argue about it.
We were like always rowing with each other, the sort of teenage things. Well, no, you said it. Well, you said it. Well, you sang that song.
I won't wear them jeans. No, I want to wear them. You have that. I want that top.
If you didn't get under the car on time and you have girls waiting in the car outside, that would cause World War V, because World War III and IV had already happened the week before.
Life in the girl group bubble is intense and bust-ups will happen, but sometimes spats over cabs, cookies and cocktails can be a symptom of something deeper. That one of the pop princesses,
she will die,
wants to be queen. That within the ranks, there may be a solo star just waiting to escape.
In the beginning, you are part of a group, and you have this pledge that we'll be together forever. And then you have to come down to reality and you see, well, wow, it doesn't last forever.
No one wants to be a background singer. No one.
When an original girl group member leaves, it's like part of the dream of sisterhood has died.
I don't know all of Jerry's reasons behind leaving, but I know she was very unhappy and she felt that she had to jump ship. The power we had was the 5 of us. You know, it was the jigsaw puzzle, and it just wasn't the same anymore. The dynamic had changed.
The reason girl groups exist is because teenage girls like to feel that the girl groups are reflecting their reality. Singing about your experiences of lost love and unrequited love. I mean, that's all you really want a girl group to do.
Whatever a group's been through, the feuds, the fatigue and failed friendships, however it's threatened by personal pressure, internal paranoia and even old age, somehow the sisterhood and the dream emerge triumphant. And that's girl power. There's the blissful sugar rush of that storming the dance floor with your mates moment, and the joy of being together with your sisters is a heady musical message. Girl groups are all about girl talk. They're songs like musical extracts from a teenage girl's diary.
Girls hit you hallelujah. Girls hit you hallelujah. Girls hit you hallelujah. 'Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to ya. 'Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to ya. 'Cause Uptown Funk gon'